Hot take, I love being a part of Gen Z. I know, jump scare. But I'm sick and tired of Gen Z getting shit on every time I load up one of my one too many social media accounts. According to the internet, Gen Z is lazy, sensitive, addicted to phones, and impossible to work with, and somehow also responsible for every social change all at once.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Which that can be true for some, but it's definitely not true for all. If you're a Gen Z hater, I'd go grab your phone and throw it in a blender, my guy, because this video is not for you. Gen Z is one of the most misunderstood generations we've had in a long time. You mean to tell me the generation that made random humor popular isn't the best one ever?
Gotta scream first, bro.
But we're not scared.
Do you want the candy? That's what I thought.
Underneath all the memes, TikToks, and brain rot jokes, Gen Z is doing a lot of things right, despite everyone over 50 thinking that we're the second coming of that bad guy from Germany. One of Gen Z's biggest strengths is that we question everything, from the most basic of things to complicated shit. We're always thinking one step ahead and aren't willing to accept what society wants to show us. This can be a downside if it turns into constant negativity.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
But like, why should we trust anybody? It seems like we constantly get lied to, which requires us to just question everything.
Huh?
For example, I currently work 2 jobs. Yeah, I know, Unc is hustling. One of my jobs is at a golf course, and one of the old guys there has been pocketing tips and not splitting anything with the rest of us. Hey brother, what the fuck are you doing? Bro's just over here sitting on his ass hitting the 1,000-yard stare, while the rest of us are over there getting yelled at by a guy who can't give us $2 when he paid $150 to play at the golf course. And you think you should be the one taking the extra tip money? I think the best part about this whole story here is that he told me that he doesn't work for tips.
Shut up, bitch!
I'd love to know why he's putting the extra tip money in his pocket then if he just doesn't care. This also is an ongoing issue. If anybody cares, I'll update further.
We do not care.
One thing that I also love about Gen Z is that we are much more willing to talk about our mental health and feelings, which is something that's way different from other generations. When I was a kid, if my dad had a bad day at work, he would shoot me a look if I asked him what we were having for dinner like I just punched a puppy or something. Then I would proceed to go in my room and tuck my tail under my legs like a dog, which, you know, was fine with me. It's my happy place anyway. Unks love calling Gen Z soft for expressing our basic feelings. But then they get mad when they go over to Walmart and the toaster they wanted is out of stock. Trust me, I know from experience.
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker!
We have actively reduced the stigma around mental health, which is a good thing. Especially for men such as myself who have a hard time opening up about feelings like that. Thankfully, therapy is considered normal nowadays. My generation had a big part in that happening too, which I couldn't be more proud of. I don't know for sure, but I assume back in the 80s if you were trying to open up to somebody about mental health, they would probably push you along like that meme in SpongeBob. The difference is that previous generations were just forced to silently go along with their issues, while Gen Zers such as myself actually question if that helped or it hurt. Social activism has been a big part of every generation so far. And I personally believe that standing up for what you believe in will always be a net positive to society. Unless you're into some weird shit like pickle pizza or something, bro, then yeah, I'm good on that. That took me 4 different takes, my god. Having social media be such a big part of our lives has turned us into a very activism-driven generation. We're very knowledgeable about different things going on around the world and not just in our local area. Most of us know what's going on around the world, which for us Americans means the world is the U.S. But in all seriousness, the average American has a lot more knowledge about what's going on in the world than they did 50 years ago. With your parents and grandparents, they were probably forced to get news from stinky CNN or Fox News.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But me saying that isn't to say that every news outlet we have nowadays is good either. Thanks to apps like Twitter and technology like AI, fake news is more prevalent than it ever was before. Funny story, I had a friend of mine a few years back that was telling me something, and his mom genuinely believed that former U.S. President Joe Biden had been killed off by the CIA, and a clone has taken his place to be a puppet for the quote-unquote woke mob. I can't lie, for a while, I thought that story was fucking crazy until all the Epstein stuff came out, and now, who knows. I couldn't be more proud that my generation is standing up for stuff that they believe in, and forcing the other members of society to at least hear what we have to say. Although I can't lie, some boomers definitely just shut us down and don't even hear anything that we have to say. It's always thrown me off a little bit though, because from my understanding, they were a very progressive generation when they were our age.
Psych!
Now it seems that all they want to do is sit in their houses that Gen Z will never be able to afford and repost AI doorbell videos on Facebook.
Barry!
Despite some of the older people trying to tear us down, we will always stand our ground and say what we have to believe in, which is something I will always admire from my generation. I could talk about this shit all day, but unfortunately I have to go work my second job at that golf course that I talked about earlier, so if you liked the video, hit subscribe, hit like, I don't know, okay, bye.